played a bit of Taliyah Malphite before on stream, and this was a build that one of the better-known Runeterra players, Roji, has been working on that's a bit different than the one I've played in the past. So I'm going to start just kind of playing what they've got here card for card. Some of the notable differences in this build and the one that we've played in the past is I've not been playing Herald of the Magus, and I've not been playing Rite of the Arcane. I think are the two big differences. So let's pop on into some games with this build of Talmal and see how some of these choices feel. Thanks for the sub gift, Frank. I mean, selling paper cards, you always have two options. You can go through the effort of selling cards piecemeal individually to other Magic players that may or may not want them, or you could very quickly buy list them for a bit less money. So, and this isn't something that's unique to Runeterra. It's kind of a generic card game thing in my experience. But when a lot of people say the meta of a given card game, what they're usually just talking about is what are the last 5 matches I played on the ladder. Thanks for the 28 months, Izzy. Welcome back. Especially, and something that Runeterra does really well is even when Runeterra, like right now, where mid-range decks feel kind of mediocre, there's a huge glut of different aggro and control decks that you can play. So, like, even when you're looking at a large data set, you can't really metagame in a game like Runeterra because you look at it and, you know, there's a 12.5 different deck lists than you can expect to play against at any given point. So you can't really metagame when you have that wide of a target to shoot at. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Do I want to just open here? I might want to just open here. If I play this, they could Darkness it to kill it and then make this a 3-2 to trade with Chip. That also might just be fine.
Would you look at this place? My board!
Rock solid.
Yeah, I usually play the Last Chance Gauntlet on Monday mornings, Milo. Because it doesn't open for like another 4 or 5 hours. Forget exactly what time it opens at, but it doesn't open for a little bit. And I'm playing other things on stream by the time it does.
Work the fabric, minions. Work it.
So Taliyah next turn is our best draw by a lot, obviously. I think I'm just passing here. I think I'm supposed to just Unraveled Earth because I could play a Senna or a Viago. Viagar. It's gonna give them this for a turn, but playing these out means that Stonebreaker gets to kill this next turn, so they get 1 tick on this. Day late and a dollar short, Taliyah. Really wanted her to show up before the Salt Spire cracked.
I want it now.
Lord Vega, You cannot grasp perfection.
Spike.
Bum, bum. Next turn we'll have 7 plus 2 mana, so we can Taliyah into Kicked Absolver if we want.
Oh no!
Baddies beware. Mama's got a gun.
Serving lead.
It's an interesting one. They must be playing it just like to block early opposing elusives. But I expect to be balanced. It's honestly just impossible to know, Link B. Wizards isn't exactly communicative with their player base.
Onward, everybody! The horizon falls.
Keep your eyes on the horizon and your feet on the ground.
You could just let that happen, right? I don't really want to lose a mana crystal here. I think we just do this. We don't have lethal this turn no matter how we slice it. Just kill our way through a couple other things. We'll get Malphite down on their turn and get set up for a big turn on our following turn. I do not expect Magic the Gathering Arena to ever gain other features other than additional cards from here on out. It feels like, unless they get a huge infusion of extra resources, it feels like the current resource allotment Magic Arena has been given by Wizards is strained to the maximum. Do we just Unraveled Earth here? So if I Unraveled Earth, I'll bank 1 spell mana, and then we'll have 8 plus this to... It means I won't be able to hold up Rite of Negation next turn, but I can't hold up Rite anyways, right? No, I could. Do I want to Unravel Earth to cantrip, or do I want to be able to Malphite with Rite of Negation next turn's the question. It's probably better to Malphite plus Rite. So, it's whenever people ask for EDH on Arena, that means one of two things, right? You're either asking for 3+ player games, which is difficult and never happening, or you're asking for the entirety of Magic's card pool, which is also difficult and probably never happening. So that's honestly the most unrealistic. I know you said copium there, so like you're joking about it, but like the number of people where like unironically you'll see posts on like Reddit or Twitter, people are like, why don't we just have EDH on Arena yet? Do they not care? It's just like you just don't get it. Hey, Incendium. The 60-month streak with Prime. That's not the longest sub on the channel, but I would wager it's the longest Prime streak. Thank you and welcome back.
There is light yet within me.
Only place to go is down. There is Malphite. I am Malphite.
Time to rock their world, chip. You've murdered my 7-3. He's dead, Jim. You've killed him.
I am here until I am no more.
You ready to meet my unstoppable force, Chip?
Draw from the light. Out! Strut!
Excuse me? Oh, I guess these can't block anyways, right? So they might as well attack. That's fair. And with Rite of Negation plus Absolver, they should just be very dead here, right? Do we just do that now? I think we just do that now, right? This is, I'll have 4 plus 3 left over, so I can still do this and this. Yeah, Ruination's the one card that could kind of get us, and Righteous Like checks off that box. Easy peasy. Bum, 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 bum.
You could say I got a life switch. Make the hurt your weapon.
So Spell Shield does keep this one from being stunned.
Turn the stones.
We can just hush that, right? Yeah, I guess stunning it is better, huh? And then they block here and then they die?
Sometimes the bad gets back.
So that's an interesting inclusion. Really strong anti-aggro card.
Rocks. Throw another rock.
I'm actually not familiar enough to know, Seth. I'd also assume, even if there is a process for doing that, that it requires enough bipartisan support that it would never happen.
Ugh, what a great day.
Yeah, main deck, Grafdigger's Cage, and Rest in Peace are super common in control decks in Historic, Lucas. Yeah, I think this archetype that we're playing is super reasonable, Itachi. It's like a pretty proactive deck, which is where you want to be in this format in general. And it also has like a scotch of interaction on occasion for when that's good. So Salt Spire into Taliyah is a really powerful 4-5 curve, and you can win games without actually doing that. And the games where you do it, it's just like super strong. Double rated negations, probably pretty good into Kindred Viego.
Buys me a new sail.
You can't just impeach because you don't like their politics. In an ideal world, that would be true, but if the Democrats lose control of the House in 22, I'm kind of expecting Biden to be impeached monthly. I guess I don't really want to kill this because of Roiling Sands here.
Gonna catch the sky.
I guess clearing these out before Kindred could get down also has value, though. Alright, so we really need to draw a Taliyah in our next 2 cards. Second Salt Spire's like Taliyah adjacent.
What's that, lamb?
Something soon forgotten, dear wolf.
He goes 5, right? Alright, let's start here and see what we get. Endangering people's lives and health and well-being to own the libs is a core conservative tenet in the United States in 2022, Seth. That's something you need to understand. I am very strong like a mountain because I am a mountain. I am Malphite. He does have big group vibes. It's accurate.
Stay still.
Oh, that's so unfortunate. So a 34-month scholar, welcome back. Yeah, Anchorage is dead. It's funny you said Kindred's a really cool design. I was actually just about to talk about how Kindred's style of design is actually my least favorite in Runeterra. I think champions like this that accrue game-winning amounts of value without ever having to enter combat are some of the most dangerous ones in the game.
Luck always wins.
Combat, like, similar to Magic, I think games of Runeterra are at their best when they're focused around the combat, because it's like the cleanest way to interact with things. And I actually really think like champions like Ezreal and Draven are good examples of like designs I really like in Runeterra, where they're like powerful effects, but they're effects that utilize combat to be powerful. We might be able to yoink this out with the ground pound next turn for Malphite. That's a pretty good one. Ooh, I like that idea. Like, that's a good example. Like, having abilities that focus around the combat system. Sure? Sure. Because all this happens and then this happens, which stuns them? I think Ezreal is actually my favorite example of the power of digital card designs in a game, because if I do this, they just don't get a spider and then I get to attack, right? Let's do that. The original Ezreal, or Ezreal's like iterations, is one of my favorite examples of like neat card designs in a digital card game, because I feel like the way they iterated on that card was really fantastic. And it highlights really well how through iterating and iterating and iterating, they got it to a very sweet spot. I think we're just dead. Guess we have okay-ish blocks next turn, but this gets to block here now, and then this is gonna die. So 27 months, Ranger, appreciate it. Welcome back. Punished.
Sometimes the bad gets back.
My play here was bad. I should have just blocked and then passed and taken the 7, and then I could have stunned this if they tried to do that. That was bad sequencing on my part. I don't know, we've been pretty far behind for most of this game, and honestly, even if we sequence that correctly, we probably still die, so I'm not really sure it matters, but I definitely could have played that turn better. The Kindred just got online early. We had a very small window to have a deal 3 or a deal 4 for the Kindred, and we didn't have it, so it just took the game and ran away with it. It's a card that's very difficult to interact with unless you have a very narrow subset of cards. And to our deck's credit, our deck has a lot of cards that interact with that effect. We just, didn't draw any of them. We're likely to have lethal on our attack token. Maybe? I don't know. We were losing another unit. The fact that our deck has like ground slams and a bunch of kill a landmark deal for. We couldn't kill a Kindred kind of sucked. This is a pretty good opener. I don't know if I like Raid of the Arcane. I guess it seems good into like the darkness control decks and stuff. I'll just take more Presivariums. We Presivarium on 2 and 3. It gives us a decent chance to hit the Assault Spire for 4. Also builds up all of our things for this nicely. There's no way we kill that with the deal 4. Alright, there's the Salt Spire for 4. That'll give us the 4th landmark for the Stonebreaker. Alright, so this goes to 1. And then Taliyah's gonna copy it. So we should be in a pretty good spot. I think this matchup specifically is pretty good for this deck. Ground slams are pretty good here, and we have a pretty good clock. This card does not seem particularly great here. This is one of the cards that Roji's build is playing that I was not. I keep feeling like I don't have enough landmarks that I want to sacrifice to this. It's like good with exactly our 3/3 that leaves behind a thing that makes something. I just do this in response. Even if they pump this again in response to save it, it's still stunned for the turn, which seems fine. Yes. Yeah, I think that's a great way to put it right now. This is a card where in a best of 3 game I would never play this card in my main deck. But because Runeterra is the best of 1 game, we kind of have to hedge some decks by playing it. This is a bit of a feels bad.
I know. I am ready.
Is this the turn or is next turn the turn? I think we might be setting up for next turn. I guess I have a ground pound plus an absolver this turn. Yeah, I think I want to just Kavu here. And then we might just Ancient Prep into Rite of the Arcane something here. Yeah, like I'm expecting Pantheon to live. Means thank you for the 4 years. Welcome back. Good morning, good morning. None of those are Malphite. God, the third Sharp Sight. I was thinking we beat Pale Cascade, but we do not beat third Sharp Sight.
Beware falling rocks.
If I attack with this, I get in trouble if they have, like, Pale Cascade, but otherwise I think this attack is good.
Eventually. Some rocks just won't sit still.
'Cause these are trading at the moment. They're through. Yeah, okay, good. Yeah, say they're through 3 Sharp Sights. Like, it's like exactly Pale at this point that gets me for this attack. I don't know if I want to bounce the 9-8 off of here. Is that a good play? Maybe you're right that that's correct. Is this a destroy a mana gem to kill Pantheon angle? I think it might be. I guess we trade the 2-2 here, right? And then we're gonna have 8 mana next turn, which lets us ground slam the Wounded White Flame and then also double Absolver. We'll have 9 mana actually, because we'll have 1 to carry over.
I wouldn't want to be in your shoes either.
And this doesn't have any good challenges here, since we got rid of the 2-2. I guess it can trade for a 6-4. Open attack, slam Absolver. Yeah, maybe that's better. I can see that being better. What am I? Damn. They're dead through this stun, right? They go like block here. Yeah, they're dead through the stun, right? I says they're dead, click OK. Come on, Thomas. Yeah, I've been back doing Runeterra as a regular thing for, gosh, almost 2 months now. It's the first day I started doing Runeterra again. I'm gonna check the playlist. November 29th. So yeah, almost 2 months. They kicked Lee out of the room. To be fair, they also kicked, what's it called? Well, not quite as bad. The Watcher was also a big part of what made me bail out of what I did. But yeah, big happy that those... Like, mid-range isn't quite as playable as my ideal format would be, but so long as it's not, like, constant linear combo, I'm pretty happy. Well, welcome back, Thomas. Yeah, we've been doing Runeterra to start the stream 3 or 4 days a week. The Ari Kennen is Ari Kennen mid range. Ari Kennen's like a tempo deck, and people speaking from a Magic perspective, people fucking hate playing against tempo decks. Yeah, I can just ban Lee Sin in tournaments, though. In tournaments, I can just decide not to play against it. I think I just take this trade here with no landmark on 2. Yeah, I think I would describe Ari Kennen as similar to Delver or Fairies from Magic, which are tempo decks. Oh, this is the Iceborne Legacy deck, right? I think this matchup's bad for this. I played this matchup a couple of times off stream, and it did not feel particularly good. I just, like, can't interact with this card at all, ever. It's a pretty big... We can't interact with it profitably. Like, I'm gonna go ahead and try and ground slam this. They're just gonna pump it. I'm just gonna be big sad. They have, like, second Iceborne Legacy here. The game just ends on the spot. Oh, they only have 4 mana. They need Poros stacks. They can't have second Iceborne. Iceborne's 5, right? Yeah. If they pass, I'm gonna end the turn. Okay. Now we will attempt to trade and get frostbitten and be sad. Whoa, we didn't get frostbitten. It's like Christmas, chat. The opponent's deck is basically a Yu-Gi-Oh deck, chat. It's just looking to high roll, not draw people. Yeah, if they had the second ice board, we'd have been in a pretty good spot here.
Beware falling rocks. Tag, we're in.
Alright, in the event they can't produce another elusive, we have double ground slam next turn to not die, but there's a good chance they just play another elusive and kill us. It needed one turn of breathing room that game, and we didn't get it. That's another matchup where the deal 4 seems really bad. I like this archetype, but I don't know that I care for the build that Roji has here over the build that I've played. Most notably, the build that I've been playing plays more Hushes than this build that Roji's playing. And Hush is definitely a card that helps there. So the follow Kaluthu. So 22 months avocado. That's probably fine to keep, right? We got 1, 3, 4. I haven't decided how I feel about these things. Buy flavored water or something. Or are they flavored water or are they juice? I don't know exactly where they fall. They're on a good price at Sam's Club, so I bought a box. I think I'm skipping this. I think I'm just looking for a Taliyah for the Salt Spire.
Nothing escapes my watch. Safeguard our homes.
Flavored water and juice really different. I believe juice has to have some kind of fruit juice in it.
Ready the torches.
I'm fine with this trade. Puts the sarcophagus into play, which makes our rate of arcane better.
Look out for reasons.
This card specifically is really good with rate of arcane. Yeah, and in fact, they're making it so they don't kill this because I was offering that trade. Too much dog. Thank you for the 31 months. Welcome back. We playing more stuff out before we attack? I'll start by attacking. What's going on, B-Mick? Thanks for the over 4 years. Welcome back.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, Trundle. Trundle is pretty likely here, so getting my stuff down before that seems ideal. I need to play this turn, so that way my Salt Spire gets its extra thing.
Here I am,
There I am. I'm actually skipping here because I'm kind of just looking for my champions at this point. Chips another 3/3. We have like, okay. Taking right for the possible sweeper later. I guess these decks play Ruination. Is that a thing these decks do? Trundles, Ice Quake. Alright, so I just say, okay. And then we go destroy this, do this, and then we get a 5/3. This card's really good with these. And then we actually have like really good open attacks next turn, right? Because this is gonna pop off.
Here comes the tip.
So this is gonna be 7, 12, 15. We actually have exactly 17 here. I assume they have some type of fast speed interaction, but we do have Hearthstone lethal. I don't believe there's a way to adjust the overlay text size, unfortunately. I don't expect them to die here. We'll be in a pretty good spot to kill them on our next turn because this plus this are both countdown 2. So even if they like kill my board on their turn, these will both pop off and then we'll have solid open attacks. And with these, we're like not in danger of dying to Feel the Rush, which is nice. What you got, friendo? Got like a whale plus a Vile Feast? Like kill my 2/2, be barely alive? Double Vile Feast, maybe? Double Vile Feast. Yeah, so end up at 4. Works out just fine. Do we just stomp one of these so it's one less blocker? I guess I could have a sweeper next turn. Is that a good one? This is like 1000% an avalanche, right? And I don't really want to write a negation in avalanche, I don't think.
I smell a fight! We make this place ready.
Kill this now, and then we'll open attacks. These are going to turn into units. They should be dead with the rating negation. They might even be dead without the rating negation.
You'll need more than that.
Bing, bing, bing. I like how they did the GG sign. Still dead. Listen, chat, we're just flexing at this point. The rate negations definitely feel pretty good. Definitely mulliganing the Absolver. They're playing Kindred Viego. Alright, to the person I just timed out, I get that you're very upset that you've lost a match of your card game. But I promise you that losing to your card game is not comparable to people who are dying of cancer, so don't do it in my chat. This is a matchup where Rite of the Arcane is actually pretty good, right? Like killing Kindred and Viego, right when they pop up and show their face is pretty important. Honestly, just might want another Endless Devout. I guess I could skip and dig for the Taliyah. Maybe we skip and dig for the Taliyah and more ways to kill their champions. I already have one of these. If I didn't have one of these in hand, I think I'd take it to pair with this. Yeah, it's actually great. Real decks have curves.
Take the high ground.
This is gonna... Oh, I was gonna say it's gonna open attacks. We actually have a 2-2, so we can block it already. That's great. So 23 months, Vicar X. Welcome back.
Here, sound the alarm.
I love the system Runeterra has of giving you meaningful partial information before a match starts. I think it's phenomenal. No worries, mouse. One of the things, like, that's something I love about digital card games in general that Magic just doesn't do, is being able to make intelligent mulligan decision game one is so good. Such a good experience. Is it crazy to just take this pass? They're burning one more mana than me. Oh, I guess this isn't ready to pop off yet. No, I need to play a thing to make this bigger, huh? This gives them an opportunity to play something, but I think this is correct. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Wow, and they're still just passing around. That's great for me. That's ready to level up already. I'm pretty okay with this blocking either of these. Let's just open here. Yeah, 6 mana Vengeance in my future. Well, for what it's worth, Allendale, that extra $1 you pay on mobile actually just goes to Google or Apple, depending on which mobile you're on. So thanks for the support, but definitely cancel that and set it to renew on PC next time it comes up. Yeah. I personally get the same tree fitty regardless of how the sub happens. That seems subpar. Well, I mean, mobile platforms demand that they get a cut. That they get a cut of any money that goes through their applications. That's how they make money in their ecosystem. You know, I should probably Ancient Prep to predict for a counter for Ruination next turn. Stonebreaker's actually not a bad pickup. Do I want Stonebreaker or do I want a random? I think Stonebreaker's probably better than a random. Urination's not even that bad in this spot, right? So I'll get 2 sarcophaguses out of it. Hey, Storm Cooper, thanks for the 38. Welcome back. I think we stomped that to deny the draw 2, right? I might just draw a card here. Is that crazy? Oh, is that crazy, chat? I might just draw a card here. Oh. I lose a mana otherwise. I can only carry 3 of this 4 over. Three of this effect is a lot. Especially against good opponents like this one that just like haven't been killing my Devoutes. Is Ruination here good for me? I think it might be with the 2 Devoutes in play, so I think I'm just gonna Malphite. I think if they Ruination here, it's like kind of whatever, cause like it kills the Viego. And I have these left over. Yeah, I could see the full coward split loot arena. It's gonna be one of those, they're doing the GG emote, and then they're gonna have something that means they don't die. Are they actually dead? It's like they're actually dead? What the fuck is in their hand? What? They have like 9 cards in their hand, shit. Rock always wins. No, I don't understand. Alright, so this is the build I've been playing. What's different about this build? I was only playing 1 Rite of Negation. I was playing Earth Elemental. This is definitely a card I didn't miss. I liked having more Hushes. Blue Sentinel isn't one I really missed. I don't know how I feel about... So this build was playing Herald of the Magus and only 1 Absolver. I don't know how I feel about that split. I do think like some number of this card seems fine, but this is just a lot of this effect. I do definitely think Rite of Negation as a 2 of feels good. Honestly, it could even be like flipping one of these into a second Hush, or it could just go into the top end and be another Stonebreaker. Stonebreaker's like a similar-ish effect that like also gives us a body. We don't really have a problem enabling this. Hey, handsome, thanks for the 6 months. I appreciate that, and I would be happy to deliver a Hoglandia famous timeout. I don't know how I feel about Herald versus. I'll have to think about it. I think if I want to cut one of these, I'm gonna put an extra Hush in for now, because I hate the Pantheon deck. Well, I guess we have 3 Ground Slams, which is pretty good into Pantheon. Could go either way. The core of this deck is very good, though. I think these are the 3 decks that I've played, the 3 archetypes I've played into Gauntlets the last 2 weeks, and I like these 2 for sure. I think Echo Zillion's my favorite deck in the format. I'm pretty happy with the build of this. I don't know how I feel about Ari Lulu. I'll probably play this again on Monday just because it's the 3rd deck I've liked the most out of things I've played so far, but I feel like I want to try and find a different 3rd deck. Ari Kennen just didn't really click for me. I guess I could go, the Darkness Control deck is kind of like messed up powerful. I could play something not aggressive as my third deck choice. Yeah, I agree, Balasar. I like Stonebreaker a lot too. My build is Zaltel is playing 3 of those. I could just like slot GP Sedge into, that was fine. Kind of trying to find another aggressive-ish deck to fit into this slot that fits in with Zaltel and Echo Zillion.